Hello there, and happy Monday. Today is my second year anniversary, so happy anniversary to my beautiful husband. I want to jump right into talking about an interesting experience I had over the weekend. And by interesting, I mean one of those situations where you are trying to apply the things that you are learning. I think I've mentioned I'm reading The Wise Heart by Jack Kornfield, one of my favorite Buddhist monks. It's about Buddhist psychology, so I'm going to talk about my Saturday morning. It was a beautiful, what felt like fall morning, and I'm sitting there reading in the park, and the chapter I was reading was about delusion. Delusion has the characteristic of blindness, of not penetrating reality, of covering the true nature of experience, of fostering unwise attention, of causing deluded action. And to be honest, I was feeling that there was something going on in my life where I was focused on that and not my own experience. Have you ever done that where how do I explain it? Where it's like you think everything else is the problem and you're not. And so when I read this, it was the first thing I read, I had uncomfortably understood that I am creating the delusion. My mind is creating my own delusion and my own unhappiness. So as I dug into this chapter, it only got worse. Okay, so here I am Saturday morning in the park, wanting to feel happy and spiritual and great, and I just kept feeling something. And as I read deeper, I realized what I was feeling was sadness. And I finished the chapter and I felt really sad. And that was not a good place to be. You know, here I was intending to kind of, in this meditative way, feel better. That's why I was reading the book. But what I did, was I came face to face with the truth of my reality, and that was that I was experiencing an emotion over something that's going on in my life, and I felt sad. So I tucked the book away and I started walking, and the more I felt sad, the more I acknowledged that I was feeling sad, the worse it was getting, right? And so as tears streamed down my face, I tried to honor the feelings that I was going through. And I love this idea, you bow to the feelings, you bow to the experience, right? So I stopped in the park on this beautiful day as tears were strolling down my face, and I bowed to this sad feeling that was stirring inside of me. And I didn't know what to do, and I'm standing there not knowing what to do, and at least being aware of what emotion was taking place inside of my body. And so when I stopped and bowed to that emotion and acknowledged it and allowed myself to process that feeling, suddenly a choice formed in my mind. I said, okay, are you going to keep feeling this way or what? And I said, yeah, if you need to. And so I stood there going, okay, but I don't know if I need to feel this way. I don't know why I feel like I need to, really go through this experience. So I said, maybe you need a little space. So I sat right on the grass by the water in the park, right as I had acknowledged this feeling of sadness. I sat and I started just focusing on my breathing, which is what meditation is. So I closed my eyes and I just started breathing. And as I gently did this, honoring the feelings that I was going through, not trying to force wisdom, force any kind of other experience other than what is right now, was then, I sat and I meditated. And I have to tell you, after about 10 minutes, there was space created inside of me that realized the issues that were swarming around in my head that were bothering me were just that. Just issues buzzing around, thoughts. And I talk about this a lot because my mind certainly does a lot of thinking. And your mind probably does a lot of thinking too. That's what it does, right? And it tells us stories over and over, you know? And I talk about this a lot because those stories we replay in our head are just stories. And I'm trying in life to be focused on the actual reality of what I'm experiencing right now. And I think somewhere in that space, is the key to happiness, being present, honoring what you're going through right now, and responding consciously and moving forward. And so Saturday was an awesome experience for me in that I was scared and sad and confused because it was a beautiful day and I felt like I should be feeling fine. But deep down, I acknowledged inside of me that there is something that I'm going through and that I am feeling sad about it, and that's okay. And you need to process that and then respond to that emotion. And how do you respond? Well, for me on Saturday, I found that I just needed to meditate. And when I did that, I realized these are just stories and fears and insecurities. Your sadness right now is coming from insecurity and sadness. And while I am on the note of insecurity, I had another wonderful experience this morning at the gym. I broke out on my back, which happens, right? And my shirt was going down up here, you know, and I was like, oh my God, as I'm running on the treadmill, my back is exposed with all of these breakouts. Not that there's anything really wrong with breakouts, but for me, I can feel very insecure and unworthy, and I'm trying to pave it forward with a healthy understanding of self-worth. So for me, as I ran and my shirt kept dropping, exposing all of my breakouts, I said, fuck it. That's part of me, and that's beautiful. You know, I hope for you, and I hope for me, that the things that make us feel insecure, especially if they're superficial, we learn to bow to them and honor them and say they are just a part of us. And we stop buying into the bullshit that it matters. So yeah, I got whatever these are. I got some breakouts going on up here. Maybe because of my view lighting, you know, to show the view with the bright lights. Maybe you don't see it, but yeah, I got some breakouts, and it's okay. So happy Monday morning. By the time I air this, maybe it's not Monday morning, so happy day to you. And wherever you are, I hope that you are honoring where you are, making a conscious choice to move forward and to feel a little less insecure and a little more accepting of anything you might feel insecure about or emotional about. Good luck, and namaste. Oh hey, thanks for watching. If you feel so inclined, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can watch some other videos that I've made over here, I think. Cheers.